Good afternoon, everybody. I'm sorry for a little mix-up there. I don't know, there was some kind of static or noise. I didn't know where it was coming from. So I had to abandon the lie before I started. So, what's happening with you guys? Do we have anyone here? Well, we have HM here. Says, hello, Mehran. Good to see you again. Thank you very much, HM. Don't forget, guys, because I don't remember exactly the information you guys give me when you show up like previously, please do include your age, gender, where you're tuning in from, as usual, every time that you are posting a question. Just a three little code, like F for female, 20 or 25 or 45, what the age is, and I don't know, Morocco or Japan or wherever it is that you are watching it. And we have Joao Baca says, good evening, male 19 Brazil. Thank you for that. And good evening to you as well. Of course, it's afternoon here. I still hope to go for a hike after this. And we have Shamsa. Shamsa is new, no? Says, hello, Mr. Mehran. Good evening. Hello, dear. This is Sham. Well, let me know your, here it is. Shamsa, 26-year-old female from Dubai. It's your first time, Shamsa, is it? Or maybe you were here. Maybe you were here a couple times before, a long time ago, right? And we have Joa says, male 19 Brazil. Thank you for that. HM says, thank you. Did you have tea? Well, actually, it's been a little bit of a shamble in my apartment because of my illness. I have neglected all the cleanup that is necessary to allow me to do cooking and stuff like that. My dishes are not washed. My floors are not vacuumed. And everything is scattered around. And my teapot, I don't have the distilled water or good water for tea. So I haven't really been on my own normal things. And it's driving me crazy because it's like it's escaped from my hands. My home is always clean and tidy, but sometimes when things happen and you're not in the mood or you've got things to priorities and it just gets a little bit too much and you don't want to start it. But I have to start because I hate messy places. However, what else is new? We're all human beings. Sometimes I'm not in the mood. So no tea for me today. I usually been having breakfast in this little cafe close by, and the tea I was having there, chamomile tea these days, is on the menu. So, Shamsa says, yes, I'm new here. My friend HM said I should join here. HM, you just got a credit. Thank you very much for promoting the channel. You said you will. I think you were one of the ones who said you will promote the channel. And I appreciate that very much. Because we do have second to none content, as all of you have attested to that. Over the years, millions of people have seen this channel, and I've had hundreds, if not thousands, of thank you emails that you saved my life and this and that, and it just makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. So I like to reach more people and help more people, and the ones who can't afford it, we have the live stream, and the ones who can go on my site, mind.seekstruth.com. Here, right here. And have a private conversation, chat, consultation with me on Skype, one-on-one on Skype, and we'll discuss what's concerning them as it would suit them. And so Shamsa says, yes, I'm new here. My friend HM said I should join here and I'll feel much better. Okay. So I'm very happy and excited to be here. Well, delighted that you made it here and took HM's advice, and we'll be here for a little while, and you can ask your question, and I'll do my best to answer it, and hopefully that would be helping to alleviate whatever it is that concerns you. And I, a blaze monkey, okay, a blaze monkey maybe. It says, "Hey, Meran, hope you're doing well. 17 male England. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Well, I'm doing good. I went to the gym as much as I tried to avoid it, not because I like to avoid it. I like to be in the gym 24/7 if I can. But, somehow I forgot that I shouldn't have red meat, and I've been having lots of red meat during the past 2 weeks. After my illness, it just felt like eating, regain the muscles. And then, and when you work out, the creatinine goes up because you're tearing muscles, and that's what happens. And then the kidney has to clear it out, and then it could cause GFR to go down, which, because I take blood pressure pills, I got to watch and make sure that these are all balanced. So I had that once before, and then a naturopath gave me some drops, and I drank lots of water, and then went back up, and no problem. My doctor said, you were just dehydrated. But anyhow, it freaks me out when I see a little bit low GFR, because I want to die healthy. So therefore, I'm doing everything I can. So naturally, anyhow, last night I said, the hell with it. I want to go to the gym because that's where I want to. It's like my mecca. Go to the gym. So anyhow, I had a great workout. I feel good and sore, which is great. And I look forward to a hike after this. And having said all that about myself, let's see what's going on here. And a blaze monkey, don't forget. Oh, you have 17 male England. Thank you very much. And we have Thomas Joseph here. Hello, Thomas. Says the legend himself. My question is, these intrusive thoughts have lessened about time. Every time it shows up, I just say, these are intrusive thoughts, false, deceptive messages, refocus. Good for you. Proud of you. You finally found the trick. And Thomas says, I have a question, however. The memory of these nasty thoughts are there. For example, if I look at a picture, the memory of the intrusive thought at the time show up. So what? Do you want to cleanse the whole universe and the whole world as what these assholes who know what they are, their names are trying to depopulate and release disease mosquitoes in the air and do all these whatever it is that they're trying to force us to do? What do you want to do? You're living on a planet which has got all kinds of things in it. People with different lifestyles, different philosophies, different interests, different appetite for different food, different sports, different all kinds of different fashions, whatever it is that they want to do. So if you don't like what they're doing, what do? You keep going and try to what? Machete them all away. What you're gonna do? You just simply notice that's what it is there, and I'm not interested in that. So you change your direction, go about your life. That's how you deal with thoughts the same. It just so happens that the brain can make thoughts. That's its job. So what do you want to do? You want it to only show good images of the world? No, your eyes can see, and just because you see something that it's not in line with your values, like let's say you see, I don't know, dog poo or something that you're not fond of, what does that mean? You become that? No, so you look somewhere else. Your eyes have the capability to see anything that is out there. But just because it can see something, that doesn't mean that something is relevant to you. So what? You look somewhere else. Same thing. Thoughts show up, or a picture reminisces of some kind of intrusive thought in the past. Big deal. So what? Say, okay, that's what it is. but it can't do anything to you. So you change your focus, refocus on something else. Why is it that you think that you should not be subjected to anything that is not in line with your values or anything that bothers you? Don't you have people that piss you off? So what are you going to do with them? Just not have them be in your city? No, you deal with, okay, this person is obnoxious. I don't want to have anything to do with them. You go somewhere else. You don't communicate with them. Same thing with thoughts. This thought is not good, is not in line with my values, doesn't make me comfortable. I don't like it. I'm not interested in that. So I don't pay attention to it. But you have to accept to allow thoughts to exist, just as you accept to allow other people to exist and be functional in whatever it is that they want to do. But it's irrelevant to you. You are a separate entity and you do what you do. I hope that helps you out. And Shamsa says, actually, I'm in a very bad situation. Well, have you guys had the chance to look at my new logo? Not logo, but little saying I put on the description of the live stream. I usually put it also on top of as a title, but I didn't today. It says, in general, there are no dead ends. I either find a way or I build a way. So this should be your mindset to begin with, Shamsa. You cannot say that I am in a bad situation. And when you dubbed it like that, as if you can't get out. In life, in most cases, other than health and things that hopefully, will be okay with that, you have a choice. You have a choice to be in a puddle with mud in it, or you have a choice to get up and try to get out of the ditch. You don't have to be in a situation that it is bad. You can choose to do whatever it is to change the situation. Now, let me read what you said so I can make it relevant to your question. This is actually, I'm in a very bad situation and very lost on what to be or choose. I've been hurt, broken. I've been heartbroken from a person who's in my life. Why is the person who's broken your heart still in your life? Are you married and he's cheated on you or something of that sort? Put a comment in there if you're married or single and says, person in my life. And I have been forgiving him a lot, and this has been breaking my heart. Seeing someone who meant a lot, so much to me, means nothing to me a lot. Huh? Single, just fell in love with the wrong person. Okay, so you say, can you help me to understand this sentence? I've been forgiving him a lot, and this has been breaking my heart. Seeing someone who meant a lot, so much to me, means nothing to me a lot. I'm kind of confused. The person who meant so much to you doesn't mean anything to you, or you don't mean anything to him. What is it that you're trying to say? Help me out here. So I'll give you guys a short break until Shamsa will clear that for me. Just a minute of a break. Here it is. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com is making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon. But we too, like the iceberg, have 1,000 times bigger powers that is not visible, and we must. Why? Is it something we're rambling on and I expect you to accept it?
Or is there actually another power within us? Would you come and help me out? Okay. What I want you to do is put your hands underneath my arms and just lift me up. There we go. Okay, now, that's my physical part, right? Same thing. Again, with that. Just want to see if there's any difference. Go ahead. Now, go ahead. Now, this, go ahead when you're ready.
Go ahead.
So you see, this is different than what he was doing, and I'm not really doing anything. You convinced?
Yeah.
So are you guys convinced that there is something other than, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, we're back. So Shamsa adds to her comments to clear for me what she means when she says, and I've been forgiving him a lot, and this has been breaking my heart. Seeing someone who means a lot, so much to me, means nothing to me. And she adds, this means nothing to me now, but wants me to forgive him again and again. He keeps hurting me and wants me to keep forgiving him. And he each time curses me, and then it changes and keeps saying, sorry, but I love you. Aha. All right. How long have you been with this man as a boyfriend, girlfriend? A year and 2 months. All right. And he's been doing this often, as you say, yeah? In the old times, an Indian man comes home, and like traditionally in the old times, most countries, they would eat on the floor, like they would have there was no table or anything. So his wife brings food, and while they're having food, the wife is very low energy and sad and doesn't say anything. And the husband says, what is it? She says nothing. She says, okay. So next night, the same. She's sad, doesn't say much, and he says, what is it? Nothing. Again, a few nights goes, and she's still sad. And when they're eating, the husband comes home, they're having a food, and the husband gets concerned and says, what is it? You like this for many nights. What's going on? She says, well, it's my brother. And he says, so what about your brother? She says, well, he's thinking about renouncing the world. And I don't know how to make him understand. The husband says, how long has he been saying that he wants to renounce the world and leave everything and go? She says, about a year and a half. The husband says, he will never renounce the world. Don't worry. She says, why? How? And the husband says, do you want to know how one renounces the world? She says, yes. He gets up, put his head thingy on, put his robe around him, out the door, never comes back. The moral of the story is this. If you've been doing this constantly for so long, and he's been saying that, oh, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again, that's baloney. That's bullshit. That is his character. He's going to dominate you. He's going to always put you in a position that you have no choice but forgiving him, especially if you're married to the guy. So the fact that you don't feel anything for him and he doesn't mean anything for you, to you, it's a good news, because you should have no guilt whatsoever. You've been a good girl, you've been a good girlfriend, and the idiot has lost his chance. You should not feel responsible for other people's choices. He had his chances. You gave him so many chances, and he abuses that chance because he doesn't give a shit. He just gives a shit about himself. He's a selfish ass, and you should never have anything to do with him again, because it's been a long time that he has not chosen to change. Because all he has to do is to choose to respect you, to love you with actions, not by words. But these people want to make it easy on themselves because they're lazy asses. They say good words, but their actions are contrary to the words. Why? Because their action is their identity. Their action is their character. Their action is what they're all about. The words is their cop-out, is the way to trick people, manipulate them so they can continue their selfish behavior. So you should have no qualms about how you feel about him. That's what he deserves. If you didn't feel about him the way you do, then I would call it abnormal. You're a normal girl, respectful, expect the best, and you deserve nothing less. And if this guy wasn't able to measure up to your standards, what do you have to do? Wait until somebody actually grows up? How long? Ruin your life and your stress level goes up just because you're constantly watching some asshole doing his own thing and still claiming that he's your boyfriend? What kind of mentality do you have? Now remember, HM maybe has not told you, but I have an ugly stick that if people don't take care of themselves, I might have to get on a plane, get the ugly stick, and come and beat it on your head, provided you have a helmet on so you won't get hurt. So I hope you understand that you're on the good track. Keep it up. Move on. 26-year-old, you have no business being with a person who wants to manipulate you and turn your life upside down and make you feel guilty. Why I'm not excusing him again, forgiving him again. It's on him, not on you. All right. She said yes very often. I can handle someone crying, saying, please don't leave. No. That's a narcissistic behavior. Says, I can't handle someone crying, saying, please don't leave. A man who always knows he's making a mistake and then cries about it to force you, pressure you to stay, he's a manipulator. He's a narcissist. He's imbalanced. It's going to be a hell of a life if you ever decide to go back with him. That's your chance. That's your out. There are lots of good men out there. And if you don't respect yourself, others won't. If you don't show what you expect from a boyfriend, he won't offer it necessarily unless he's a real gentleman. So with your behavior of getting rid of him, you show to yourself what your worth and value is, what you expect, and not just to him, to many others who probably maybe hear the story or not, but your behavior and expectations would lead them to how they should treat you. Otherwise, if you keep thinking, oh, I can't take this crying, well, then that's on you. Go get married with him, suffer and be manipulated and be dominated and be shit on because that's what you think your worth and value is. If not, then do what is the right thing. It doesn't matter, I can't take it. That means you're weak. You're not respecting yourself. You're focusing to please this guy, the same asshole who's been cheating you. So when are you going to learn? If you don't treat yourself with respect, nobody will. Don't you forget that. And she says, he keeps saying, I will do things you will not like. What? I will do things you will not like. And she says, true. Thank you very much. This helps a lot. Good. She says, I'm out right now. Done with him. Well, that's my girl. All right. And Thomas says, also, quick question. Does over time the brain goes back to before the whole malfunction of the brain, so I do not have to do the whole manual process of this is intrusive thought, false, deceptive messages. Look, it's like saying, so when I read a math question, or if you're a teacher, if I read a math question that I've already taught the students well, I will not have to find any mistake in it anymore, and everything would be smooth. What the hell are you talking about? You see a mistake, you correct it. You see a reminiscence of intrusive thoughts, well, you do what you always do. That's intrusive thought. Intrusive thought is not something that is not present in some people's brain. Every single brain on this earth has intrusive thoughts. But because caudate nucleus works its way magic automatically for most, it comes and says, "Ooh, that's nasty," and it just shuts off and goes. Some people, it has a glitch, and you have to help it to rewire itself and get the caudate nucleus working automatically. And even so, there are lots of intrusive thoughts that comes to people's mind, and if they don't know what to do with it, they pay attention to it instead of walking away from it. Now that you know, the people who have OCD or deal with this and learn and educate themselves like yourself, that you're in the process of it, they become stronger than before these things are. Why? Because their knowledge has gone up about the psyche, how the brain works. Therefore, they can handle things when they show up. It is very clear for them what it is. Just like you're walking somewhere and something pops up, and before you knew what it was, you'd get scared and you would react and so on. But then later on, you found out, hey, that's just the water that starts on a certain timing coming out. No panicking, you just move your way out. Or that's a flag that the wind is blowing and it moves, so you won't get scared about it because you've seen it before and you know what they are. You have a knowledge of what these things are. Same thing. When you know what's intrusive thoughts and what's not, and what happens that is there because the brain and so on and so forth, then you don't care. It doesn't matter if they show up or not. Your life would be smooth because your knowledge will help you to be stronger and more clear and knowledgeable about what things are and how the brain is functioning or malfunctioning. So that knowledge helps you to have a smooth sailing, regardless if intrusive thoughts show up or not. That thing that you just said, it's about perfectionism, which is an OCD by itself. Don't be like that. Rely on the information, what you learn, and that makes you stronger and wiser. Tumorman says, what is masculinity and how can we become more masculine? Masculinity is a character. Many people think masculinity is about being ruthless, rude, and have muscle. Yes, sometimes, having muscle and having the male genitalia is all requirements for masculinity. But it is not about how big your thing is and how, you make love to consider that's all there is to masculinity. Because if it was about your genitalia, well, donkey is a big one. So that must be a real masculine man or manly. Being a man has nothing to do with the actuality of your, your apparatus. It's a character. Being a man means to be gentle, to be strong. Being a masculine means someone who is compassionate, to be able to be helpful to the others, to the weak, protect the women and children, the gentleness to treat them and see what you can provide for them to make their lives comfortable. These are what masculinity is. The rest of it is naturally, every man wants to go to the gym and gets muscle and so on, and that's also representation of masculinity, but it's not all that. There's a lot more to masculinity and being a man. There's a difference between being a male and being a man. Male is to do with genitalia. So a donkey is a male? No, it's got the thingy, but it's not male. Being a male is different than being a man. So donkey is a male, donkey is a male, but it's not a man. So to be a man, you have to have the character. And the character needs education, compassion, love, strength, confidence. All these is what real men are, and masculinity should be defined by being a good man. All right. HM says, thank you for helping Shamsa. I'll bring more people to you. Good for you. You'll be a promotional manager for that end of the world, that neck of the wood. And the roasting home says, sir, you did not reply me. Really? What did you say? Did you have a message? I must have jumped. Says, about my guardian. Oh, there must be more. Here it is. The roasting home says, sir, my name is Himanshu. I'm 18 years old and I'm from India. Sir, I have thought that, please God, don't do anything wrong with me. I don't understand. I have thoughts that, please God, don't do anything wrong with me. Sorry, I don't understand about my question. You need to help me to understand your question. You have thoughts about pleasing God, or you have thoughts that is like a prayer, please God, don't do anything wrong with me. I don't understand. If you could kindly help me out, I'll do my best. And we have HM has sent us a super chat. Well, we appreciate that. It helps the channel, and we can have enough funds maybe to advertise. HM, very kind of you to support the channel. Thank you for the super chat. 25 AED. Let's see. Let me educate myself. AED. AED is probably it's a currency, right? Let's see what it means. I'm just learning something. United Arab Emirates. I got it. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. Good. I learned something. So, all right. Thank you very much, HM. So let's see if you have any other. And Shamsa says, thank you, HM. You're amazing. Grateful for you. And thank you so much, Mr. Mehran. Your words are on point. Well, thank you very much. And I appreciate you mentioning that. Remember, Shamsa, if you have a little bit deeper problems, you can always go to my site, make an appointment. And remember, guys, for new clients, when you make an hour registration to talk to me on a Skype, for new clients, I add another hour for that session. So we'll have 2 hours, not to rush, and get to know the situation and the backgrounds and relax, and then have our tea and discuss what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. So Shamsa, I'm here. If you needed to talk to me, go on my site, make an appointment, and we'll have a chat in detail in regards to your concerns. So right now we have been here for 35 minutes and I'm still waiting for the roasting home to help me to understand what he meant. And unless I do, I can't address it properly. So what should I do? Give you guys a break time to figure out? Shamsa says, sure, we'll do. Okay, good. There it is. The roasting home says, sir, such thoughts come in me that, please God, you mean you're praying? Please God, do not do anything wrong to my parents. Keep them with me always. All right, so what's wrong with that? It's the fear that most of us have when we are very young, and perhaps all through our life, because human beings since millions of years ago have always been looking for security. But at the beginning, their concern was physical security, because at that time, million years ago, we didn't have this brain. We had no ability to speak or to think. So we had no need for any other kind of security that we do have the need for today. And I explain. Our entity as we know it is at least in two parts: mind and body. Body has its own rules, mind has its own rules. Body needs to be secure, as we always tried since a million years ago, from dinosaurs and other people attacking our little village or little home and taking our wife or children or chicken and little dinosaurs and food. So we wanted to protect ourselves. So we gathered some other people to be two of us when the other person attacks. And when the other person saw we are two and they're one, they went and got two more people. So there were three, we were two. And then we got other people, we were five. Always the destruction level went up by the fact that we wanted to defend ourselves physically and they wanted to attack us. But this business of wanting to be safe physically was always a question and something that human being pursued. As the civility went up a little bit, and of course is now down again, but we ended up feeling somewhat secure with the police and military and this and that, so forth, and rules and laws, and the development of human beings and having a ability to think and speak and express themselves and follow laws and certain rules. We felt a little bit okay as far as physical security is concerned. But we still needed psychological security, right? For that psychological security, we didn't know how. So we would usually make a prayer, because we feel there's somebody out there who's created this world, this universe, and that energy, that organism, that whatever you call it, nature, universe, God, whatever it is that you believe in, you pray to it in order to get that psychological security. That's assurance. That's counter to the worries that you have. You love your parents, you love your comfort, you love what they've done for you, how they raised you. So you're always wanting to protect them, but you don't know how from the events of the world. You're not there, you're not in control of that. So you pray to what you believe, and that thought, because you're constantly concerned about it and you're constantly hoping that you can do something to protect them, that thought has been continuously been present in your head, because that's what you really wish to do for your parents. You love them. And every time you have these thoughts, you feel safe and secure, because you hear the prayer and you feel that the Almighty, whoever you believe, is hearing it, or at least is going to be, you're hoping that he would do something, protect them. So you feel good about it. There's okay, good. All right, I prayed. That's good. The thought came to my brain. Okay. And that's dopamine is secreting. Every time you say, the dopamine is secreting. So after a while, constantly doing this and you feel good about it, you end up having the habit center stimulated so much that no longer you're doing the prayer or the thought that shows up. You're not thinking about or feeling good. You're just doing it because it become your habit. The fact that you've been scared about this possibility of something happened to your parents, and you've been constantly begging for it, so some entity out there would help and protect them, it has become your habit to have this constantly. And if you don't, you think there's something wrong, or you short-sold your parents. You have to pray for them. You have created this condition in yourself, while if there is your God out there, the Almighty, he doesn't need you to remind him to take care of his creation. You think he's sitting there and waiting to see which people are asking to save or do something good until he does? If you have 5 children, are you going to wait for somebody to say, oh, please save these children, take care of them? Or you're aware of the 5 children and you do your damnedest to protect them and take care of them? Same thing with your God. If there is a God that you believe that has created all these things, naturally he knows what the hell he's done. He's not going to wait for you to have a thought, so then he will just say, oh, okay, he has a thought, so I go take care of his parents. So there is no need for your prayer. It makes you feel good, go ahead. But there is no need for it. Nature will take care, and whatever happens, you can't control it. So by this calling for it and wishing for it, you're just conditioning yourself to be paralyzed. And then you end up doing so many crazy things because you think now, oh, if I touch this light switch 5 times, then nothing will happen to them. You create all these, conjure up all these nonsense, which leads to OCD. So trust the universe, trust your God, and trust your parents. They'll do their best, and relax. Move on to your life. And Thomas says, elbow cough? What the hell does that mean? Shamsa says, can we do it in Zoom, or it has to be? No, Zoom is fine. Once you register and send me an email, then through email, I then will set up the time, and then I'll send you the Zoom link, and we'll talk on Zoom. Even WhatsApp can work too. I have clients that we do it through WhatsApp or Zoom or Skype, depending what works for them. Shamsa. The roasting home says, sir, I also have harm OCD. There you go. You don't just have harm OCD, you also have responsibility OCD. That's the roots of what you're doing, the prayer thingy. And remember, these are all thought-based. And unless you choose to turn any thought in any action in the actual world, no thought, OCD or not, can ever harm you. It's just the thought of it. Huh? So that needs a different discussion, which is not for here. It's a longer discussion. Thomas says, I have stopped the porn completely after we had a talk, have respect for myself. I just say, when I get the urge, this what the brain wants, this is not me, but how to stop masturbating. Oh, why do you have to stop masturbating? What's wrong with that? Go ahead, masturbate. Steven says, hello, Mehran. Hello, Steven. And male 42 LA, thank you for that. Steven says, I just woke up since I work tonight and saw your live. Okay, good. Welcome. And Shamsa says, thank you. You're quite welcome, Shamsa. A Blaze Monkey says, I feel like I have low self-esteem. What can I do to improve it? Because I don't know exactly what you're all about. I don't know how old you are, I forgot, and I don't know how big you are, and if your self-esteem has to do with your appearance, maybe you need to go to the gym and make yourself a little bit stronger and feel good about yourself, or maybe you have to accomplish whatever it is that you're into. If it's your job, your schooling, you do a little bit better to bring that confidence in yourself. And there are lots of things you can do. Maybe you change the friends who are not good friends and find a different bunch to feed from positive energy and accomplish certain tasks that makes you proud. And those tasks could be a chore or could be difficult, but the more you do it, you discipline yourself to accomplish things, and those accomplishments make you feel great about yourself, which brings about a better self-esteem. This is a short of the long, because this is a kind of a, public chat, so we can't spend too much time there. And Thomas says, I also realize about intrusive thoughts. For example, let's say you want to kill someone, even if you try to act on it, your brain will stop you. So what does that mean? You should not want to kill someone anyhow. What the hell are you talking about? But I know thoughts may become, but so you're the ultimate power. Brain is not you, you're not the brain. Therefore, brain cannot, by suggestion, make you do things because you have the power of choices and veto. And that's your awareness. That's what you are. Your awareness is you. Brain is an apparatus, is an organ. Its job is to make thoughts. Like the kidney does has a job, liver has a job, brain has a job. But somehow we've been duped to think that brain is us, brain is intellectual, brain is intelligence. In fact, with the advents, with the experiments of Dr. Speary and Dr. Penfield of Montreal in the 1930s and 40s and 60s, there has been no way, they have never localized any speech, any intelligence center in the brain, any compassionate center, any consciousness center, any math center. There is no such thing. Brain is not smart. Brain is not intelligence. You are not the brain. Brain is not you. And it's been proven through neuroscience. And since the Aristotle time, 1,000 years ago was saying it, but now the modern science have proven it beyond the shadow of doubt that you're not the brain and brain is not you. So stop thinking that the brain suggestion is something that can come up to fruition by itself. No, it is you and only you, your awareness. That's who you are, that can allow any thought to ever become an actuality in the actual world or never. It's your choice and veto that gives life to something that the brain conjures up or just lets it die by the wayside. All right. Stephen says, every time I wake up, I most often get a thought of my ex and how I miss being with someone. It only lasts briefly, though. All right, that's fine. That's normal because you have not replaced. You know, let's say you have a car. I mean, I'm not being facetious or disrespecting women or in general, but it's just to deliver a point. If you have a car and the car is broken down and you can't now use it, and you've had that car for 10 years, it used to take you to school or to your job, and it was very instrumental for you, for your life, very positive, and now it's broken down and it doesn't work. The engine don't turn out or the tires are gone. You can't use it. It can't give you the service that it always does, and you haven't bought another one. So what happens? Every morning you wake up, say, oh shit, my car, it was so nice when I had it. It just would take me where I wanted to go and it would help me to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. It was great. Why? Because you don't have a new car. So the only thing that you could think of is the benefit of the old car that is no longer a car to be relied on. And instead of you seeing it in actuality as what it is, you say, well, that's a shitty car. I don't need it. It can't do anything for me. I got to think about, walking or learning or running or biking or something. But instead, you keep thinking about that car. That's a wrong way of thinking anyhow. But however, that's the same story as you haven't replaced or come into any kind of made any effort to get to know any other girl. So naturally, the brain goes to the most recent relationship that you had, and that's this girl. Every time you wake up, you think of her, like the car. Used to serve you, used to be with you, used to help you, used to make you happy, take you here and there, and help you to complete your whatever it is that you were interested in. A relationship is kind of like that. When it's not working, you got to replace it. At least, not maybe immediately, but, a few weeks later. Right now, for you, it's goddamn it, it's what, 6 months or 7 months? What the hell is it? So how long you want to mourn? Mourn for what? Some piece of shit that did what she did? I give you the same advice I gave to Shamsa. I mean, when you guys say somebody is not worth it and is not appreciating you, why you constantly want to forgive them or think that, oh, you miss them? Because you pick up some momentary pleasurable moments of the whole relationship and you bring that as a representation of the whole relationship. It's not. It was only moments that was good here and there, but there were so many bad things about it, and that's why you guys are not together. Isn't that a clue? If it was good, you would be still together. If it's not together, that means it wasn't good. So what do you want about it? Force it? And you still want to think about the moments that were good. That's what the relationship was all about. Bullshit. That wasn't. Don't fool yourself. So go replace it. Find other girls. A Blaze Monkey says, I was talking to a friend recently, but I was talking a lot. I felt like I was bothering her, even though she didn't seem bothered and was enjoying it. This happens to me a lot. Okay, well, then talk less. Remember this communication experiment that I remember when I was university. We read that in communication course, and it was very interesting. They sat person A in the middle of the room, and person B comes into the room, sits in front of that person A, and tells person A everything about himself. My name is this, from here, and I speak these languages. I am this tall. I am interested in this sport, and my mother is this, my father is that, and I've studied this, and I want to do this in my life. I'm interested in this. Oh, for 15 minutes, he told everything he knew about himself to the person A who was sitting in the room. Now, person B gets up, leaves the room, and person C comes in. Person C introduces himself to person A. A couple of seconds, my name is this, and I'm going to school, or whatever it is that he does, and then allows person A to talk the rest of the time. When he gets up and leaves eventually, they ask person A, which one of these you think you like more? He says, even though person B had told this person everything about himself, but person C had told just a few things about himself, but allowed person A to talk about himself. Person A said, I like person C best. Why do you think that is? Because person C allowed him to talk about himself, not constantly talk about his own. People are interested to be able to express themselves. And your question about that, recently I'm talking a lot. So when you talk a lot, they end up not liking you as much as if you also let them talk a lot about what they're interested in. Because then they think you know them. People like the people who know them. And if you constantly talk, they don't think you know them. They will get to know you. That's not so sexy to them. But if you don't talk too much, just enough to be entertaining or interesting, or topics, depending on topics, but you allow them to talk about themselves, they feel that they now know you, even though you know them. So reduce the talking and just respond to her interest. The Roasting Home says, Sir, I have been trying to recover from this since 2021, but I'm always unable to do so because of the thought about my parents. Yeah, because from 2019 to now, they put the fear into you, fear of death, with all these goddamn diseases that they created and released in the world, and the vaccine and all that shit. They have put a fear into your heart, and so you're fearful about your parents, about anybody. So they have created psychosis in people's brain. And many of these disorders and these conflicts and these uncomfortable feelings are because of the shit that has been going on in the world. So, and Roasting Home says, Sir, this is the reason why I cannot get rid of the thoughts about my. But see, when you say you cannot get rid of, then you won't, because you've already come to a conclusion that you cannot get rid of it. The brain follows what your command is. Your command is, I cannot get rid of it. So, put your hand over here and say, this hand is stuck with the strongest glue in the world to my chest. There is no way I can pull it off. It's impossible. It's stuck. It's one piece. As long as you think that way, try to take it out. You won't. You won't be able to, because you commanded that this is stuck here and it's one piece. It cannot come off. But as soon as you know, I can, there it is. So this is how you use the brain. The brain should not use you. You should use the brain. And Miyamoto says, how do I get rid of HOCD? Man, I have been trying to recover from HOCD last 5 months. Well, I have hundreds and hundreds of videos in regards to OCD and HOCD, specifically HOCD. So watch them and help yourself. Just put in HOCD or OCD, HOCD, you see how many videos show up and you choose from the titles. All right. Thomas Joseph says, Lol, the thing I have said just literally say this is intrusive thought, false brain, deceptive messages, and focus on your life and watch all 3 playlists of Mehran. You have to put in the work. Yeah, you have to put in the work. Okay, good for you. Okay, guys, it looks like that it is now 57 minutes and 43, 44, 45, 40, as it goes per second. It's time for me to say I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, giving the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. Don't forget, if you want to talk to me, go on my site, mind@seekstruth.com, and make an appointment for Skype consultation or Zoom consultation or WhatsApp consultation, doesn't matter what. Make a registration for new clients. I add double of the time that they have reserved if it's 1 hour minimum. If it's a 1 hour registration, I will add another hour to it. If it's a half an hour, then we just go half an hour. There's nothing extra. And so for the 1 hour appointments, I'll add another 1 hour. So we'll have 2 hours. And in this discussions, 2 hours goes like a breeze. So we need that time to be able to dissect everything, get backgrounds and discuss and get to know each other. At the same time, get to know the situation and be able to discuss back and forth interactively. So you can make an appointment and we'll discuss what's concerning you on one of these apps, Skype, Zoom, WhatsApp, what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype or whatever the apparatus is. So I look forward to our next live stream. In the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com, making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon.